For our first session of Black August, we begin with Lisbeth White, who's offering us a self-guided Reiki practice. Lisbeth was one of our Care for Caregivers healers who offered one-on-one sessions of energy healing with Black parents. In this video, Lisbeth guides her sister, Cresta White, who's also an incredible Black parent and healer in her own right, in a self-guided Reiki practice. Lisbeth utilizes a Kemetic Reiki practice that's rooted in African traditions. The Reiki practice that Lisbeth introduces to us is a Kemetic Reiki practice, which is rooted in the African Diaspora. As we go through this video, Lisbeth reminds us of the power of our hands and that we carry so much energy and life force, and we have the power to move that and apply that to ourselves. So as you watch this video and practice with us, remember that your words, your thoughts, your prayers, and your hands have so much power to heal yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Lisbeth White. I am an elemental energy healer and Kemetic Reiki practitioner, and I'm going to share with you today a guided self-healing Reiki meditation protocol ritual that you can use at any time for your own energetic self-care and healing. Before I get started walking you through this meditation, I wanted to give you a little bit of background on Reiki. For those of you who may not be familiar, so Reiki is a healing technology that involves channeling healing energy and universal light through the palms of our hands into our bodies for healing, clearing, transformation, any kind of good thing you want to bring to your body. Kemetic Reiki, the lineage that I'm trained in, comes out of ancient Egypt and East African healing technologies, and it's very similar to Reiki in terms of channeling healing light, though in Japanese or Asian Reiki they channel light, the universal healing light, and with the East African technologies we're also going to be channeling healing energy directly from the earth, because as we know, most African religions are earth-based. We're also going to be channeling healing energy from our ancestors, from the elements, so earth, wind, fire, water, any of the ways that the earth expresses itself. So we might actually get into some different colors of light. We might get into some different flowers or plants that might show up to assist us, or any kind of healing guides that we have that might show up in plant, animal, or human form. So I just wanted to give you that background now, because as I'm walking this through, I'm going to have my sister come out and we're going to walk through the protocol together. I will probably be naming some images or encouraging some imagery through the guided meditation, and sometimes animals may show up, or different colors of light may show up. They'll probably be specific to what I'm working with my sister, but just know that anything that comes into your mind that's showing up as a healing guide for you in this is really wonderful and beautiful and appropriate and just right for your body. For those of you who don't know, this is my sister Cresta, who is also a wonderful healer and plant medicine worker. So I'm going to be guiding her through the Self-Reiki hand positions and protocols. So this ritual is great to use when you get proficient at it. You can do it in about 20 to 30 minutes. So it can be very quick, or it can be as drawn out as you want or need it to be. It can be great to use in the morning or in the evening. Basically what it does is we're going to clear and realign your whole energy system. So it's oriented on your energy field. So it's great in the morning. I like to use it in the morning first, just to get like full of my own energy before I have to go out into the world and deal with everybody else's energy. It's also really good to use at nighttime, about 30 minutes before bed, because it does the same thing. It will clear other people's energy from your field and get you realigned with your own energy field, which makes your rest really, really good. But the other thing I hope that you take away from this is that any of these hand positions, wherever it feels really intuitively good for your body, that you can apply these throughout the day liberally. Like, it's never gonna hurt. So I've definitely been in meetings where I'm feeling impatient and frustrated, and we'll use this hand position to kind of calm my heart rate down and bring me back into balance. There's been times where I've been walking down the street and gotten flooded and yelled at or had microaggressions, and I'll sit and do this at my solar plexus just to kind of bring my seat of power back. So, the whole goal of even learning this material and teaching this material for me is around empowerment, so that you don't have to wait to take care of yourself, but you can immediately start giving yourself some assistance energetically, no matter what is going on. The way that I usually start this, especially if I'm doing this in the morning, is to start with a simple breath. So we'll do 2 rounds of a pretty simple breath, and this is just to like bring us into our body, because most of us can be running around in our heads most of the day. So we're gonna start with just a 4-count breath, and I'm sitting by the side so you can get a different, or on the side so you can get a different view of this. But we're gonna start with a simple 4-count breath, and this is definitely we wanna be using our diaphragm. So this is diaphragmatic breathing. So I actually like to put a hand on my diaphragm because it really helps me to breathe deeper into my belly, and I can feel my belly expanding and contracting rather than breathing up here in my chest. Though this also feels good to put a hand here on your chest too. This is actually a very healing hand position in and of itself. So you can go ahead and put your hands anywhere on your body that feels good. You can also just rest them in your lap. You want to be able to have your feet as flat on the ground as you can. And we're going to start with a 4-count inhale through our nose. And for this round, we're going to do a 4-count exhale, but we're going to let our mouth be slightly open, let our jaw be slightly open, and really let the exhale come up through our throat. And this is just about clearing and opening our respiratory system. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and take a nice big inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4, and then exhale through an open mouth. 2, 3, 4. We're going to do that 3 more times. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And if a sound ends up wanting to come out on the exhale, that is also great. Inhaling and exhaling. And one more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. 3. And then for our next round, we're just going to use the same 4-count breath, and you can keep your hands there, relax them if it feels okay. And this time we're just going to inhale and exhale through our nose. So we're going to let our mouth be closed, because actually anytime that we breathe through our mouth, we're activating our sympathetic nervous system, which just keeps our nervous system running a little bit high. So anytime we can inhale and exhale just through our nose, we're going to be calming that system down. So we're going to do the same thing, still trying to breathe deep into your diaphragm and your belly. You're going to inhale through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale through your nose. 3, 2, 1. Do that 3 more times. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. And then just let your hands relax. If you can keep your eyes closed for a moment, and just do maybe a little bit of a body scan. And just notice the effects of just that simple breath. But how about you? What are you aware of in your body?
I feel like a really nice sort of openness here. And then my legs tend to be a thing for me. So I feel a little like tension sort of like in the hip and sort of the joints, I guess. Not a lot, but just something I'm aware of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just keep tracking that as we go along. Go ahead and just start rubbing your hands lightly together. You can tap your palms a couple times. You're just opening the chakras here. But also, our palms are like one of the most sensitive parts of our body. You can also squeeze like this. And a lot of us get a lot of information through our hands. And this is a cool thing that I learned recently. We actually have an electromagnetic pulse that comes through our hands. That's the same frequency as the magnetic pulse that moves through a lizard as it's regrowing its tail. So laying on of hands is not a lie. Like, we actually have really regenerative energy and frequency coming through our palms. So that's what we're activating right now. That's what we're gonna bring into our systems. So rubbing them together, just feeling, my palms are starting to feel a little tingly. Another great way to feel energy is to go ahead and start with your hands a little bit far apart like this, and then just slowly bring them closer together. And at a certain point, you might still feel like a little resistance or warmth or some kind of firmness or tingling, some kind of sensation, and that will let you know that your energy field is activated between your hands. Are you feeling that? Yeah. It can almost feel like a ball sometimes. All right, so your hands are nice and ready. So we're gonna start with the top of our head. So the first hand position, you're just gonna let your fingertips touch right over your crown. If it feels okay to rest them, you can do that. I like to give a little air just because I imagine that the light is moving through. And you can close your eyes as it feels good. And just let yourself sense or feel or imagine some healing energy coming from your palms. And this is going into your crown chakra or your ori, for those of you who practice the ATRs, right? So your higher self, this is your connection to the divine. So we're gonna start with your connection to the divine, just bringing some light. Right now I'm seeing like a beautiful white light or maybe a clear light. So you can imagine that, but any color of light that comes in to tone your crown chakra. This again is going to be opening your connection to the divine, to ancestors, to your higher self, your higher wisdom. Just taking some breaths here. My crown is starting to feel a little bit tingly at the top. And then I'm also actually getting the image of like a beautiful white flower, maybe gardenia or magnolia, just kind of opening over the top of my head. Is that you?
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Okay. So if this is an image that works for you, then please use it. Otherwise, just see what else comes into your mind's eye. Just bringing this beautiful light, rinsing it in through your crown, letting it spill down. And keeping that inhale and exhale through your nose. Breathing deep. Okay, we're going to move to the next hand position, which is just bringing your hands down to either side of your head, right about your ears. And again, whatever closeness, if you want to get close, if you feels like your body is wanting your hands farther away, you just judge that for yourself. And then taking a few good breaths here. And this position actually helps to bring some balance to the hemispheres of your brain, the right and left hemisphere. So again, if there's a color of light that you want to feel moving between your palms, through your ears, moving through your brain waves. I usually get the feeling of like a really gentle breeze kind of moving through my palms, just kind of clearing away any mental clutter. It's going to harmonize your brain activity, your brain waves. Just taking another breath here.
I have this sort of like spiraling out sort of, it reminds me of like sonic hearing. What is it? The bats?
Like
yeah,
something
sonar.
like that. Yeah, sometimes if you experience a little bit of ringing here, that's okay. If it goes on for a long time, of course, check with a doctor. But sometimes when we're opening up passages in the body, or energy passages in the body, we might hear things, smell things. As long as it doesn't stick around too long and isn't so worrisome to you, then, just letting it move. Okay, so, and go ahead and drop your hands and let your arms rest here. So we start at the top of the body, so my arms tend to get tired, so I like to take a couple breaks.
I was feeling that.
Yeah. So, how's that feeling just with those two? Notice anything in your mind?
That's good. my ears are always a little sensitive, and so having some attention there is really feels nice, sort of grounding. And oh yeah, and it looks brighter in here. I know, right? A little clearer.
Haven't even gotten to the eyes yet. Okay, so our next hand position, we're actually going to go ahead and cover our face. Let's put our hands in front of our face. So you're going to get all of your vision here. So this is going to send some nice healing energy to our eyes. Our eyes are often very, very tired from all looking at all the screens and taking in all the information. This is also going to send some healing energy into our third eye, or our first eye, right? Which is our pineal gland, right? Which is the seat of our intuition. So we're really going to send some like rejuvenating energy to our intuition, into our actual literal eyeballs. And the traditional kind of color that most practitioners will channel here is indigo or a violet. I kind of feel an amethyst color. But again, anything that comes, just letting that energy and light move through your palms and just kind of rinse through. Bringing some replenishment to your eyes, your forehead. Our next position, you're going to put the tips of your thumbs together and the tips of your index fingers. You're going to make a triangle, or the ancestral pyramid, and you're actually going to connect these right down behind your head at the base of your skull, so that the base of your skull meets the top of your spinal column is going to be the center of that ancestral pyramid. This is the other side of your pineal gland, so this also works with your intuition, but this also works great with your occipital nervous system, which is our fight or flight system. So this kind of tones and calms this nervous system. And here, my favorite light to bring in is just to imagine like some beautiful golden sunlight just streaming into this pyramid and just washing down the back of my neck and the base of my skull.
And the occiput is like, it's that little shelf sort of where your skull meets. You definitely feel it, like a little knob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also learned that the occiput, what'd you call it? Occipital
nervous system.
Yeah, is the seat of dreams too. So good
right.
Dreaming there.
Yeah, so just letting that beautiful golden sunlight just wash through and just gently warm up and radiate any excessive energy. And just kind of dissipate that radiant warmth and light. Okay, releasing that as you're ready. That's a good one. That's one of my favorite ones. Okay, so we're just gonna keep moving along. So we're gonna work on our throat chakra. So the traditional way of doing this is you take one hand and just kind of gently place it on the back of your neck, and the other on the front of your neck. I actually don't like a lot of contact here. It feels uncomfortable, so I let my hands just come a little bit off my body. But again, whatever feels right for you here. And this is a very circular hand position, right, too, so the energy stays pretty contained. So I definitely think of a lighter energy moving through here. Often something like water. The color associated with this chakra is blue. So I would say if you're feeling blue, pick whatever blue feels the most soothing. Most of us have some wounding around our voice. So watery blue, soothing blue, might be a light sky blue, whatever blue feels most soothing. Or again, whatever other color of light or energy comes in. This is going to help open your throat. It's also going to travel up and relax a little bit of tension in your jaw and your neck. So taking a couple more, just very smooth, easy breaths. From here, we're just going to move right into the next position because they're super closely connected. And you're just going to slide your hands a little bit down your back or up on the top of the shoulders, wherever they can reach. And you can drop your elbows too if that feels a little bit more comfortable. If your shoulders are getting kind of tired, or you can keep them up. In this position, I tend to really, again, like to keep going with a little bit of water or really light energy. Just imagine that light streaming down my back. So this will help loosen and relieve any tension in the top of the shoulders. And again, your neck. Yeah, really let yourself use your breath. And we're going to keep flowing. So now we're getting into the base of the body, which is very dense with chakras. So I like to go ahead and just like reaffirm my connection with my hands and feeling energy here. And then we're going to place your fingertips so that they meet right across the top of your chest here. So this is getting into your heart space, chest space. Again, if you're experiencing shallow breathing, anxious feelings, this is a really good space to hold yourself, a good place to hold yourself. And because this is our heart center, I really just imagine sending love here. And I actually like a really firm touch on my body. Not quite so much in my head, but on my torso, I like a firm touch. But again, whatever feels appropriate for your body. And whatever love looks like, sounds like, feels like for you. Usually it's a green light that's associated with this chakra. Sometimes I see a lot of pink. Sometimes I see some blue, some white, whatever love feels like. Softness, firmness. Just breathing some love in through your hands and into your body. Keeping your hands in the same position with your fingertips touching, you can just slide your hands down to your lower rib cage so that your fingertips meet right about your diaphragm, the place where at the bottom of your sternum where your rib cage meets, there's like a little gap there. It's also just a couple, 3 inches above your belly button-ish, maybe. You can also just put your hands wherever feels good. This is also part of that practice. This is going to tap into your solar plexus, which is your own radiant sun. So this is like your power source, your energy source. I do actually imagine like a golden sunlight here, because that image of a radiant sun internally works for me really well here. And this is also a good place to really activate that deep breath while your hands are here, feeling your rib cage expand and move as you breathe in. And pull in just a little bit as you breathe out. Breathing in and out. And sometimes for each of these hand positions, actually starting at the top of the head, depending on what's going on that day, might have like an affirmative word or a short phrase that I like to use for each position. But always by the time my hands get here, I really do like the affirmation, I am a radiant sun, because it just feels really good to me. So any affirmation that you want to offer yourself, especially in this chakra, and it might just be one word, it might be shine, it might be illumination, it might be grace, power, whatever. Breathing that in. Okay, and we're going to do one more hand position down the front of the body, and we're going to make this ancestral pyramid shape again, except this time we're going to put our thumbs right about our belly button and have the tip of the pyramid pointing down towards our pubic bone. This is going to we're going to activate and clear both our sacral chakras, our second chakra, our womb chakra, and our root chakra, which is at the base of our body at the same time, like this. So again, because we've got this ancestral pyramid shape, I really like to imagine whatever color of light spilling into this pyramid and then spilling into my lower body from my belly button down, actually. Often the colors that come in here are like a very deep red or deep burgundy for the root chakra, and an orange or a golden orange for the sacral chakra. But again, whatever colors feel good. And for me right now, I'm actually even getting a taste of like a really good, ripe, sweet orange. So I'm going to bring that energy into this ancestral pyramid here. Like very juicy, good summertime orange. You may also feel some activation at the base of your body as your root chakra kind of opens. Your root might come down a little bit deeper. Just allowing whatever color that healing of light is to stream in. And this is also a great place to offer an affirmation to yourself. An affirmation around your creativity or your groundedness, both. And sometimes here I can actually really, my legs start to feel a little tingly or activated as energy releases down through my legs. And if that's happening for you, just letting yourself feel the soles of your feet on the floor and letting the chakras on the bottom of your feet open, and just allowing any of that extra energy, extraneous energy, any energy that's not yours, to just release down through the soles of your feet. Okay, take a nice cleansing breath. We're going to do just a couple positions on the back of the body that are going to support the chakras that we already balanced and cleared. So these ones, this first one's a little bit hard. You're wanting to hold the back of the ribs, so right about the back of the solar plexus. This is going to give just a little bit of additional support to what we cleared and balanced and toned with your heart chakra, and as well as your solar plexus. This is also going to support, these ones on the back actually do a little bit more support for your internal organs. So this is going to give some support to your kidneys, which is, you know, we were actually just talking about this, kidneys as one of the organs that processes fear. So if you've been having a lot of fearful feelings, this is a good place to just hold and give yourself a little support. And again, whatever color of light or element or sound or scent or image comes to you to support that, just allowing your kidneys to receive that and be washed in that. And breathing into the back of your ribs there, into your hands. And then you can just go ahead and slide your hands a little bit down the side, down your back, And you're gonna just hold your sacrum. So I'll turn around so you can see. I actually end up doing a little bit of a V, but whatever feels good back here is gonna be effective. So you're gonna hold your sacrum. This is also going to support that release in your second chakra and your first chakra, your sacral chakra and your root.
Feels good.
Yeah, the sacrum really likes to be held. So, and actually I just started rocking when I so it feels it's a very soothing position. You know, you think of your pelvic bowl as kind of a shell. So letting your body move if it feels like it wants to move here. And kind of a gentle sway. And really just bringing some kindness and care to this place of your body. We're just gonna keep sailing through. So now we've got the base of the body cleared and aligned. So we're just gonna move down the legs. We have energy channels that move down our legs. So we're just gonna do some positions to help all that energy continue to move down our legs and release. So you can start, we'll switch sides, but you can start with putting just one hand about your hip socket and one hand on your knee. And this is actually going to, between your palms, it's going to go ahead and just open up this channel, make sure things are flowing down your legs. So this is also good for like lymph stuff, right? Supporting. And this definitely makes my hip joints tingle a little bit. I'm putting a little bit of attention there. So this is, again, a place where I like to bring in like a clear light or a white light and just imagine it like spilling between my palms through this part of my body. Whew. And then as you're ready, you're gonna slide the hand that's on your hip down to your knee and the hand that's on your knee down to your ankle, if it's possible for you and feels comfortable. If it doesn't, you can just rest your hands on your knee and send your intention down to your ankle. And you'll be doing the same work, sending that light down.
Does it need to be the inside or the outside of your ankle?
I tend to do the outside, but it doesn't. You can also just, I don't think you see my feet. You can also, I tend to do the outside. You can do the top of your ankle or the inside. Again, whatever feels good and comfortable here. And again, this is just running that clear light or white light. Kind of like a waterfall between your hands. And then when you're ready, you can switch to the other side, putting one hand on your hip, the other on your knee, and just allowing that energy to move in between your hands, just kind of clearing out that channel. We tend to get a lot of energy stuck in our joints, so this is also just good. Again, it's like flushing through a system. And then when you're ready, go ahead and slide that hand on your hip down to the knee, and the one that's on your knee down to your ankle. Or again, just having both hands on your knee and then sending intention down. And then the last position we're going to do, just to help this all the way cleared out, is you're just going to go ahead and put both of your hands on the tops of your feet. Again, if you are willing and able to bend over and reach down this way. If you need to do something different, then you can go ahead and sit up. And I just want you to let yourself roll your feet on the floor. Feel the soles of your feet on the floor. A little push, or let your toes kind of come up a little bit.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable this way, so this is how I'm going to do
Yeah.
it.
Any way you want to do it. Another way too is some people will kind of cross and just kind of hold their foot like this. This is also a great way to give yourself both the grounding and the final clearing.
Looks like it feels really nice.
Yeah, it is
Bottom
really
of holding the bottom of the foot.
Mm-hmm. The point here is that you're gonna make some contact with your feet in whatever way feels good. And again, I will just also finish releasing and clearing, and also get you back in your grounding. Okay. So come back to seated for just a moment. So that's the whole series of Self-Reiki through the Kemetic line. Not quite exactly Kemetic, but through the lineage I learned, self-healing techniques. So again, any and all of these, you can use them in sequence. You can use them in whatever way feels good. At this point, just let yourself take a few breaths. See if there's any way that your body wants to move. Do a quick body scan one more time. And just notice how you're feeling now. What's present, what may have shifted, what may have come in. I generally just feel a little bit more slowed down and easy. I can say. However, anything present for you?
I feel really clear. Whatever had sort of like a tingly, buzzy thing happening here, but it just feels very, just feels clear, light.
Nice. So that is the whole series. Again, you can use any and all of these whenever you want. You'll be able to move through them a little bit quicker than what we just did. And, use liberally. It's never gonna hurt to do any of these. And make sure you drink water after a session. If you do this at night, you can take a little bit easy, but make sure you hydrate in the morning, because things will keep moving through the rest of the day. Thank you.